answer questions. We ask that you wait to that part of the orientation to answer your questions. However, you see that little chat button. If you just want to put your questions in that chat, we will also look at those questions and answer those questions as well. Okay?
Okay.
So
okay.
We're gonna get started. Welcome. On behalf of the City Colleges of Chicago, we want to welcome each of you to the Fall 2020 orientation for the Chicago Early Learning Workforce Scholarship Program. We are really excited that you have decided to join our CCC family, and we are dedicated and committed and overjoyed to partner with you throughout your educational journey here at the City Colleges of Chicago. My name is Sheila Benson, and I serve in capacities with the Chicago Early Learning Workforce Scholarship Program here at City Colleges of Chicago. I am one of the directors, and I also serve as a scholarship advisor. I have been working with the scholarship program for, I want to say, at least 10 years. And I want you all to know that we have had this scholarship program and this partnership with DFSS for many, many years. And so now I'm going to ask the co-director, who is like my partner in all of this, Miss Leslie Lehman, to introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Leslie. I also work on the scholarship program. I am super excited to see you all here today, and congratulations on getting your scholarship going.
Thank you.
Hey, Miss Latoya.
Hey. Hi, everyone. My name is Latoya Harrison. I am one of the scholarship advisors here. I have been working on the scholarship here at City Colleges of Chicago for more than 5 years, and I am excited to partner with you and work with you towards your educational journeys.
I guess it's my turn. Hi, it's Ortega. Nice to meet you guys. I'm happy you're here, and I look forward to working with you throughout the year, throughout the completion of your program. I'm excited for you guys. What else can I say? I'll be your support throughout this school year, throughout the end of this scholarship program when you complete your degree, whatever your intentions are. Nice to see you all. Thanks.
Hi, is Sandy here?
I'm right here. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the orientation. My name is Sandy De Leon. I'm actually the executive director for the Chicago Early Learning Workforce Scholarship Initiative. It's a citywide initiative and includes a very partnership with City Colleges of Chicago. So very fortunate to be here to meet with you, to put some faces to our students, and to really continue and invest and grow our early childhood workforce and field in the city of Chicago. So congratulations on getting up to this point, and look forward to seeing you again at a graduation ceremony, hopefully not virtually, in person one day, but congrats on getting to this point.
I'm going to pop on just to ask that everyone who isn't speaking put themselves on mute, because we get background noise and it's hard to hear the speaker.
Hi, Guadalupe.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Guadalupe Valdivia. I am the manager for the Chicago Early Learning Workforce Scholarship Initiative. I want to say congratulations to all of you, and it's nice to see some faces. I can't wait to meet you all in person.
So hello, everybody. We thought we'd just give you all an opportunity to tell us who you are. The students that's here participating in the orientation.
Hello, I'm
there.
I am here. moving all around trying to make sure we get everybody. So
Right, okay.
I believe we did get everybody. So we can go ahead and move on.
Okay.
I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about the scholarship program and the eligibility requirements. We're really excited to offer this scholarship as a partnership between City College's Department of Family Support Services and our other partners at four-year universities like National Louis, UIC, and Roosevelt, and we're really excited to be here with you today. What we've done is we've made a scholarship opportunity for students who are seeking early childhood related degrees, credentials, and coursework. And those requirements for being eligible for the scholarship are residency in the city of Chicago, application for financial aid using the FAFSA form that can be found at fafsa.org, a Gateways membership, which is the Gateways to Opportunity Professional Development Registry. That's a free account that you can make that tracks your progress in your academic courses and your professional development over time. If you're not already working in the field, you'll find that you need continuing education hours in order to remain employed, and your academic classes will track into that system, which is a leveling system, and we'll explain a little bit about how those levels are applied to coursework a little bit later. The other requirement for the scholarship, and there's no entry requirement, so it's not a merit-based scholarship. You don't have to have a certain GPA or like letters of recommendation or those kind of things to be scholarship eligible. But once you're awarded a scholarship, you do need to maintain a minimum GPA of 2.0 in order to continue on in the scholarship program. The other thing that I want to bring up about this scholarship that's really special is that the scholarship is organized by, and one of our partners is the Mayor's Office for the City of Chicago. So this is a Chicago-specific scholarship, which allows us to make things really tailored and special to our students and their needs.
So this is me. So many of you, if you haven't already, you should have received a welcome packet with information. In the welcome packet, you will receive 5 additional forms in addition to the forms you did prior to getting the invitation to the orientation. So I do want to let you guys know you should have already received the welcome packet, and if you haven't, we will make sure to get that out to you. So there are 5 forms included in the welcome packet that we're going to overview. We're just going to briefly highlight what's included in the forms. We're not going to go through the forms because you already have them, but we're just going to briefly highlight what's in the forms. So the first form you will have to complete is the expectations form. And basically the expectations form is just that, what we expect of all students who are participants in the workforce scholarship. So as a participant, we want to just outline all of the expectations and requirements that we would like for you to adhere to as a participant in the scholarship. This is a 2-part form, which is the requirements, our requirements as a scholarship advisor to you. And the second part is basically just outlining requirements and understandings. Please make sure you keep these with you to make sure if you have any questions, you can come back and look at those forms, okay?
Okay, so I'm next, I guess. I'm going to talk briefly about the data consent form. So this data consent form, we collect personal information. It's required by funders. Also for budget projections, college expenses, degree programs, demographic information, and there's personal contact information that's collected from each one of you. Also, but you must know that all this information is kept confidential, so this doesn't go out to anybody other than us and the funders. Also, it's important that if there's any change, um, you need to make sure that you inform us of any changes. It's very important to communicate that with us, because if we don't know if there has been changes, we will not be aware of those changes unless you communicate that to us. Thank you so much.
Next form that we're going to talk about is your academic intent. So this scholarship is specific for people who are working in the field of early childhood or looking to work in the field of early childhood. And the scholarship coverage is specific to degrees and certificates that lead to working in that field. We have different types of degrees at City Colleges. We have an Associate of Arts degree, which is a degree that has a little bit less of your child development or social work courses in it. It has a little bit more of general education courses. It's a really great way to get prepared to transfer to a four-year university. We also have what are called Associate of Applied Science degrees. Those are career technical degrees that have a lot of content courses. You do really deep dives, you do a practicum and work placement. And those are really great degrees for people who are already working in the field or know that they want to work right away and they're not necessarily working on a transfer within the next year or two. Both degrees transfer, but in some programs, it can be difficult to transfer things like practicum hours into another school. We also have certificate programs. Our certificates are aligned with the workforce credentials that you need to work in early childhood. We have a basic certificate and an advanced certificate, both in early childhood preschool and an infant toddler. So some of you might be with us because you're adding a certificate for one particular age group. Those certificate programs are directly aligned with the Gateways program. And what that means is when you finish your certificate, you're automatically awarded a new level in Gateways. If you have any questions about that, you can talk to your advisor about it. We also have approved programs in human development and family studies and social work as well. What's really important is that if you have already gone into your account and chosen a degree plan, that you log back into your account and you make sure that it matches what you've chosen on the form. If you are in a degree plan that is not something that's listed on the form that you've chosen with your scholarship advisor, that can interrupt your scholarship coverage. So it's very important that you make sure that your degree plan gets updated to match what you've chosen with your scholarship advisor.
I have to remember to unmute myself. So the checklist is the final form that is in the welcome packet that you receive. The checklist is just that. It's to keep you up to date as far as everything you've completed as completing the process of applying for the scholarship. So the checklist is to help you keep track of your progress as you move forward in the scholarship approval process. You're going to keep this form until you have completed each and every item. When all of the forms have been completed, you will return your completed form to your assigned scholarship advisor by the designated date. And for fall 2020, the deadline is Friday, July 17th, 2020. So please, everyone should have received your welcome packet and your commitment letter, which we will talk about soon. But please make sure that you submit all of your forms signed by Friday, July 17th, 2020.
So sometimes students are all set and registered for classes, and then something happens and they need to make a change to their schedule. What's really important is that City Colleges has different drop dates, and those drop dates affect whether or not you're responsible for payment. So you have the right to make changes to your schedule up until the point of registration ending and courses beginning. But if you are going to make any changes to your schedule, they need to be approved by your scholarship advisor. And if classes have already started, know that if you do not make those changes with your scholarship advisor and make them by the drop date that you might become responsible for the cost of the course. So it's really important that you log into your myccc.edu account frequently once you've registered for classes to check for important dates and to check for start dates for your courses as well. You also need to understand that when you drop courses partway through the semester, this also affects your PACE and GPA, and that those can have consequences about whether or not you're eligible for financial aid. So it's really important that you consult with advisors before you make decisions about changing courses.
The last thing I want to talk about is communication. As a participant in the scholarship, it is very important to make sure that you are communicating with your scholarship advisor. As your advisor, our role is to make sure that we support you, we help you, keep you on track towards your goals. And we do that by communication. So it is important for you, as Leslie just explained, things happen. It is important for you to communicate if something changes, something happens, to make sure that you reach out to your academic advisor and your scholarship advisor to let us know what's going on. And I have here two-way communication and several ways that we reach out to you. So two-way communication, meaning if you reach out to us, we want to make sure that we respond. And the same thing for us. If we reach out to you, it's something we may need, it's something we want to inform you of. We may need to update forms, your file. Just make sure you respond and get back to us as soon as possible. Also, we reach out a lot through emails. We follow up with phone calls. We schedule appointments. Right now, due to the pandemic, we're doing a lot of virtual meetings. So if you need a virtual meeting, we make sure that we try to set up an appointment and meet with you to just try to best support you. All of this is important because as your scholarship advisor, we want to make sure that you are successful. And making sure you're successful comes with communication. We have to be on the same page, and we have to know how we can best support your needs.
So hi again, everybody. And thank you to all of the City Colleges team for putting this together. So much great information. I'm going to go over the workforce commitment. So after you have finished your degree program and have graduated, you do have a 3-year work commitment to work in an early childhood learning program. So that means that the site needs to be a child-based organization or a CPS school in the city of Chicago, and you have to be working with children 0 to 5 years old. So when we're talking about early childhood specific to the scholarship, you need to be working in a classroom after you are finished for 3 years. So there is a 3-year work commitment, and we will follow up with you after each year to see how you're doing and throughout the year to support you the best that we can. So I want to make that really clear that it is a 3-year work commitment post-graduation, and it should be in a classroom funded in the city of Chicago, ages 0 to 5 years old.
Hi, this is Sheila. I just want to add a little bit to what she was saying about the workforce commitment. The scholarship advisors will also be sending each of you a commitment letter for you to review, because this is a document that you have to sign actually before you register, saying that you will commit to work in the Chicago Early Learning Program for 3 years after you complete your certificate or degree program here at City Colleges.
Thank you for that, Sheila.
Thank you. Oh, so it's now my part. So let me get started here. So I think as Leslie mentioned, some of the students who are in the scholarship program actually live in the city of Chicago. So the other requirement is that you could actually live outside of the city of Chicago, but you have to work in the city of Chicago to get what is called an out-of-district waiver. We requested all those who live out of the city of Chicago go through the City Colleges of Chicago out-of-district waiver process Why? Because if you live out of district, your tuition cost is extremely much higher than it is if you live in the city of Chicago. Because you work in the city of Chicago, city colleges of Chicago may reduce your tuition. And so a part of the scholarship program is that we don't pay for the out-of-district fees. So if you do not live in the city of Chicago, your scholarship advisor will send you an out-of-district form requesting certain documentation from you that we will send to the city colleges of Chicago business team. They will review those documentations and make a decision whether or not to apply this out-of-district waiver. Most time, if you're working full-time in the city of Chicago, the out-of-district waiver is approved. So just so you know, if you're not in Chicago, you can still participate in the scholarship program. We're just going to take you to that through that out-of-district waiver process. Okay. Scholarship funds are used to buy textbooks. We allow $250 per class for textbooks. Please remember that these funds are only for textbooks. You may not buy any school supplies like pencils, papers, notebooks without special permission from your scholarship advisor. So each semester after you register, we will generate a scholarship book voucher for you. It will be sent to your student email account and you'll be able to use the book voucher number to purchase your textbooks. In addition, the scholarship budget is also used to pay tuition. This is a last dollar scholarship, meaning the scholarship funds will not be applied to your student account until after your financial aid has posted or any other scholarship dollars have posted. Typically, we pay tuition at the end of each semester. We want you all to know if you are awarded the scholarship program, we will send you an official award letter. And in the event that you register and City Colleges of Chicago asks you for a down payment for tuition, please do not give City Colleges a down payment for tuition if you have been approved for the scholarship program, because it's very difficult for us to reverse those charges. A little later, Irma will talk to you about the next steps. And if you follow those next steps, you should avoid being asked for tuition payment. Okay, so it's very important, as Leslie is saying, is the chat is when we see you that official award letter, you can hold on to that award letter just in case one of our business office team members ask you for evidence that you are in the scholarship program. You can also reach back out to your scholarship advisor anytime you get an email from CCC and it's pertaining to tuition payments. Okay, as Leslie stated, that you all have to apply for financial aid. And I think this is one of the beauties of this program and City Colleges of Chicago. Every student will get a financial aid advisor. This person will work with you on all issues pertaining to financial aid. So each campus has a financial aid department. Each student has a financial aid advisor since they can work directly with. The financial aid department usually emails students on a regular basis. If you have missing documentation, they will email you about getting that missing documentation is. It is very important if you are receiving financial aid that you stay in contact with your financial aid advisors. Okay. Another really great feature of this scholarship program is that you get two advisors. You will have an academic advisor and a scholarship advisor. We are your scholarship advisors, which means we work with you endlessly to make sure that you maintain your scholarship throughout your academic program here at City Colleges of Chicago. Your academic advisor can provide you some really good information on your degree requirements when it's time to apply for graduation, what courses you need to take, the impact that you may have on your GPA if you need to sit out a semester or drop a class. They can assist you with registration. Let me see if there's anything else I back to tuition, one thing we need you all to remember is that we will only pay tuition for courses that are required for one of the approved academic programs. And that's the same thing with your financial aid funding. You must be in the correct academic program to receive payment for your tuition, okay? For example, if you're taking a class and it's not in that academic program that you have designated with your academic advisor, we can decline payment, and also financial aid can decline payment. So it's really important that you choose an academic plan. And if you're on a scholarship, you have to choose one of our approved academic plans. That does not mean you don't have room to say, well, I don't want to pursue this degree. If you decide you want to change your academic plan, you must speak with your academic advisor before you make that change, to make sure that you're in the right program and you're taking the right classes so you don't be liable for any tuition. Okay, I'm done, LaToya.
Next steps.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the next steps. Complete all the paperwork included in the welcome packet that was sent to you. Again, like I think Ms. Benson mentioned earlier, or LaToya, that if you haven't received one, we will be sending it out. I saw a couple chat things already. Two of my people said they didn't receive it, but I'm pretty sure I can do that right after this meeting. Return all the required documents to us, to your scholarship advisor. And once that happens, once you send all that paperwork back, you'll receive a conditional award letter, and that will come from your scholarship advisor, and you must register for fall. And you also need to contact your scholarship advisor to let us know that you have registered. That is, if you have received help from the academic advisor. Us as an academic advisor can help people who need the help, but some people prefer to do it on their own. So, you know, some students ask for help, and we can definitely do that if need be. But you must let us know that you have registered. And then there will be a service indicator that will be applied, which is a scholarship code. It will be applied to your account once you register for a course. That service indicator means that your course will not be dropped, because officially city colleges require some form of payment, and it has to be within 3 days of registering for a course. If you have not made that payment, then you do not have to worry, because you will have a service indicator. So, and the scholarship pays for everybody at once. Also, and after all that happens, the last thing that you do receive is an official award letter. And I think that's it for the next steps.
So at this time, we want to open it up for any questions you have. I see the chat has been going on. I haven't been able to check it, but if you have any questions you want to ask of us now, those of you who have received the paperwork, any questions regarding anything you need, any support you need, anything you have questions about, here's the time to ask those questions. Or if you prefer to reserve them to your scholarship advisor privately, you can do that through email. And your scholarship advisor is the person who's been reaching out to you. So who has sent you the information, who you sent your preliminary work to, that is your scholarship advisor. So that is who you can direct your questions to. Did anybody have? Yeah, Sheila?
Yeah, I think y'all are kind of better at this than I. Can we just pull up the 19 chats and see what those questions are?
Yeah, I'm happy to address some of the questions that are in the chat. And then if anyone wants to unmute
Yeah.
themselves and ask a question live, that's fine too.
Great.
So one question that came up is, who is my advisor? Your advisor is the person who sent you an email to be here today. That's your scholarship advisor. Contact them back with any questions. Another question is, what email should I be using? As soon as you have a CCC student email in your hot little hands, that is the only email that you should use to contact your scholarship advisor. We do that, and that's how they'll be contacting you moving forward. We do that for your security. It's a very secure email, and you're going to be emailing back things like private things about your courses, financial aid. It's very important that you use that secure email. It's also very important that you check that email very frequently, because all updates about courses and your scholarship will come to there. Another question is, do we have to be full-time students? No, you can take as little as one course or as many as full-time courses, which for city colleges is 12 credits or more. What's very important is that if you think that you might need a semester off, that you communicate directly with your scholarship advisor to get a waiver for that semester.
Leslie, can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
As Leslie stated, you can take one course and you can be part-time or full-time. We recommend that you take a course load that you really feel that you could be successful with all the courses that you are registering for. You know, sometimes we get students who say, oh, I don't want to be in school this long. I want to take 5 classes so I can be done in a couple of semesters, and then they're not successful with all the 5 classes. So remember to really, really think about, for those of you who are working, those of you who have families, and now you're adding school to your plate. Really think about the courses you want to take and kind of balance that out with everything else that's going on with your life, because the goal here is to be successful in every course that you register for, because there's limitations on if we will pay for a course after you may not pass that course. Those limitations also exist with financial aid. So be careful with your course load, okay? And we are here to kind of talk with you about that and work with you as well as your academic advisor.
Right.
I want to, so the one quick question that I want to hit here is, does the scholarship cover previous coursework? This scholarship cannot be used to cover any previous coursework at city colleges or anywhere else, only moving forward from your scholarship award to the completion of your degree or credential. This scholarship can also not be transferred to another institution. So if you're at the point where you're finishing up your coursework and you are thinking about transferring, you need to contact your scholarship advisor for next steps. I'm seeing some questions about financial aid, so I'm going to dig into that in a little bit more detail. Financial aid starts in the fall and it goes through fall, spring, summer. Right. Every single year, your application will open in October. It is imperative that you have finished your application as soon as you can after that opens in October, because grants are distributed in a first come, first served basis. So the faster you get your FAFSA done, the more access to grants that you have. As Ms. Sheila mentioned, the more grants that you guys have access to means the more Chicago scholarships that we can offer to other students. That financial aid information, go ahead.
Oh, no, I just want to make sure the students are aware that after you complete the FAFSA application through the government website, there are still steps to complete that application within CCC. So make sure that you are checking your email, because there are additional things to get your financial aid loaded here at CCC that you will need to do if you qualify for financial aid.
Yes, so financial aid application is really easy to do now. It's like 10 questions online. You can even put an app on your phone to do it. It does require that your taxes from not that year, but the year before are done in order for you to fill it out. And the application is also going to request certain information from you, like whether or not you're a dependent for someone else and your social security number. If you cannot fill out a FAFSA application because you do not have access to required information to complete it, let your scholarship advisor know, and we can get FAFSA waivers for people who are not able to complete FAFSA applications. It's also very important that your FAFSA application has listed the home college that is the same city college that you chose as your home college in your city colleges application.
Right.
And it's very important that you log into, as Sheila is saying, your City College's account to check for any to-do list items that you might have in order to make sure that your financial aid processes. You'll also get reminder emails about that if that's the case. Another question that comes up a lot is, well, what if I know that I don't qualify or that my expected family income is too high? Go ahead and fill out your application. You're not required to take any loans. You can take loans if you want to, but that's totally up to you. Scholarship cannot be used to pay back loans, but they're not required to take. Only grants are what you have to accept. If you do not get any grants applied to your financial aid, that's totally okay. The scholarship pays at 100%. If financial aid does get applied to your account, then the scholarship pays the difference.
So if you don't qualify for financial aid, there's a financial aid ineligibility form that we will require you to sign and send back to your scholarship advisor, because we need to document that you do not qualify for financial aid.
Was there any more questions? I can't bring it up because I'm doing the recording. I didn't want to.
I was just wondering, what if we have SAP holds?
Oh, yeah.
So then it's important that you meet with a financial aid advisor in order to understand what's causing your SAP hold and to work to get that SAP lifted. As long as you are on your SAP plan doing your work to get your SAP lifted, the scholarship will pay until your financial aid kicks back in.
Right. Well, my SAP won't be lifted. Even they told me that because it was what somebody mentioned at the beginning of the meeting about when you guys were explaining dropping and adding classes. I dropped like 3 or 4 classes towards the end, and I didn't know that it was too late. So now I'm on an unsatisfactory, and they won't lift it. I've been trying to get it lifted for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, I think honestly that's something, once you get approved for the scholarship program, you can speak directly with your academic advisor about that, because there's other, even sometimes people go through the SAP appeal process, and then there's also different things that students must do to get that removed. So I think your academic advisor will be the one can kind of help you possibly get your financial aid back again if possible.
They told me I just better in class.
And I know it's different. It's different steps that each students have to take. And so whatever advice is there, they're giving you, you do, if you adhere to those things, in some cases, it's possible within a year and a half that your financial aid could be returned.
Okay.
Anything like GPA SAP things that happened before you were scholarship awarded don't affect your ability to be awarded the scholarship. And then I want to bring up a question here for the scholarship team. We have a question: if I transfer, so if I complete my degree at CCC and then I go and complete another degree at National Lotus or Roosevelt, do I commit to 6 years working or 3 years working?
I think
Sandy
that
or
might be
comment on that one, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
3 years total post-graduation. It's just a 3-year work commitment.
Yeah, if they go directly from the associate's bridge then to a bachelor's, then that would count as one pathway, one degree, and then at the end of that, it'd be 3 years of work commitment. However, if there's a full gap in between those, then you'd count those as almost 2 separate applications. Hope that was clear.
Yes. Were there more questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
I know you talked about the CEL workforce and having it be a 3-year after finishing your degree and everything. So is the scholarship kind of designed to help you find a job once you graduate, or how does that work?
Yep, the scholarship will support you in finding job placements. We have a website, and we will be adding kind of openings to the website. And throughout your time in the scholarship, you can ask for other supports. You can ask your advisors, or you can reach out to the Chicago Early Learning Workforce email.
Okay, because I kind of still work for, I work in a preschool right now. So I'm just trying to finish my degree up and basically just get my associates, and I want to progress myself into getting a job with CPS. So is that something that would benefit me with the scholarship?
Yeah, actually our funders are actually Department of Family Support Services and Chicago Public Schools, in addition to the mayor's office. The scholarship is a direct response to the expansion of services across the city of Chicago. And so when we are looking at course completers or degree or program completers or graduates, we are looking to specifically place folks in those two different settings through our partnerships that we've developed. We are in the middle of trying to formalize the connection from graduation to career placement more as we learn more about the program and the needs of students and coming into the oversight. And so that's definitely something that we've already started conversations with the City of Chicago sister agencies about, in really formalizing the placement, whether it's through experience while getting your degree and then linking that to an actual job placement afterwards.
Okay, great, thank you.
I just want to add, for work in CPS, it will be if you are working in a pre-K classroom only.
That's right, Sheila. So again, the ages are 0 to 5. So it cuts off it at pre-K. So it does not include kindergarten.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I have a question. So my question is basically on where does the scholarship end? Is it on associate degree alone? What happens if I want to progress to bachelor degree?
I think our goal is really to, if your goal is from the onset to be able to complete a bachelor's degree, is to support you as much as possible to both pathways, and be able to work with your scholarship advisor to identify that that is the pathway that you want to pursue, so that the program can really start to plan that long-term investment. And so that's, I think, why that two-way communication that Latoya mentioned is really key in updating your degree plan, not just within city colleges, but really long-term, talking with them about what you'd like to pursue. If it's eventually a BA at one of our partners, at Roosevelt University or at National Louis, which are the current BA partners, then that's something that we definitely need to know. The advisors kind of have a timeline where they'll be checking in with you to see what your next steps are. And through the scholarship program, like I said, our plan is to really try to invest the whole way through, but that comes with that ongoing communication.
And like Latoya said, you have your academic advisor and your scholarship advisor, which is going to be either Latoya or Irma. So please make sure you communicate that with either of them, or Leslie or Sheila, whoever it is. You need to make sure you specify that with your Chicago Early Learning advisor.
I have a question. I already have some credits from, I was in the college. Does this apply for this, or I have to start all over?
So that totally depends on the credits and where they're from. And it's really important that you get your official transcripts sent to city colleges, and they will get as many credits as possible counted towards your current degree. I'm going to put a link for that in the chat, and it's also accessible at the ccc.edu website, how to get your official transcript submitted.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
If you have credit, if you were a former student on CCC, we do not need you to send any of your transcripts. We have those already. Sometimes when we ask for transcripts, students be a little bit confused and we'll get a Harold Washington College transcripts. We don't need any transcripts from city colleges, just any university or college outside our system.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hi, team. Were there any more questions in the chat that we need to address? Did we address all of them?
Looks like we have.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so if there aren't any more questions, I'm going to move us on to closing remarks and to wrap us up. So last call for questions before we move on. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
I work for Sinai Community Institute. We are like prevention initiatives, so we go to our client houses, right? So at the beginning, I was taking courses for Rasmussen in early childhood and leadership, but the last year, Gateway, or I don't know who, changed everything. Now we need to get a family education credential. So my question goes to that. So what thing I need to do if I don't need early childhood classes? I need like social classes of human development.
Okay. Hi, Maria. This is Sheila. Maria is on my caseload, you all, so we can talk about that outside of the orientation and decide what is the best approved scholarship program that she can enroll in here at CCC.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sheila.
Oh, I have one question. I'm sorry. You gave the deadline, gave a date. Was it July 27th or July 17th?
17th.
17th. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so I am going to move us on.
Yes, I was wondering, how do we know who our advisors are?
So your advisor is the person who has emailed you the paperwork that you've been communicating with via your email. That'll be your scholarship advisor. Do you, so it
Okay,
could,
thank you.
Okay, all right.
So you're
Okay.
my Sheila, right?
Yes, I'm Sheila. We'll be communicating throughout your journey here at CCC, Maria. So you all, in addition to all the emails you have received from us in regards to all the documentation you need to complete and mail back, we will also be emailing you a student resource handbook. And this is just a simple guidebook that may answer some of your questions as you participate in the scholarship program here at City Colleges of Chicago. So you all should look for that handbook to be coming in a week or so. We'll give you time to get all the other paperwork you need, and then we'll see you out that handbook after you register for class and officially receive an official award letter to participate in the scholarship program. We are so excited that you all have participated in our orientation and are going to become students at City Colleges of Chicago. Most of your scholarship advisors are also people who have either worked in the field of early childhood, social work, human development, family studies. So we have a lot of work experience. We have a lot of experience about the field of early childhood education. We also can serve as advisors recommending good courses for you to take. So make sure you adhere to that two-way communication that Ms. Latoya spoke to you all about. Unfortunately, as a student, unfortunately and fortunately for some people, as a student here at CCC, we have students say, oh, wow, y'all giving out too many emails. It's so much for us to read. It's so much for us to comprehend. All I can do is say, we like to keep you all well informed. And so please check your student email, your MyCCC, because you will be getting a lot of information through those emails. And thank you all for joining us. Each advisor, we're so excited to work with you. Anything else anybody else want to say? Thank you all for coming.
Thank you guys for coming. I look forward to working with you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.